So what we're looking at is the initial planning for the whole school curriculum model, and what we've done is we've gone and looked at the CSER Digital Technologies Framework and put through the early years in terms of breaking down what they'll be looking at. So what is data, algorithms, visual programming, digital information systems, and it just continues through. At this stage, we're also thinking about what specific applications they'll use, and that's something that we've talked about. So,
and I think it's important that that's why we did this as the first step, that the teachers actually know why they're doing stuff and where it all fits. So rather than start with saying we're going to use the B-bots, the teachers need to understand what they are. So this is the foundation level for it. So this is what are we doing, this is what we're doing, and why we're doing it. So I think the next step for this now is to go that, for example, to pick one for a B-bot, where does that fit in? What is data? Is it algorithms, visual programming, or is it digital information systems? That also gives us the roadmap to make sure that we're covering everything.
Yes.
So we need to align what the activities now against those major headings.
Yeah, and so that will be a major part of the second semester to actually walk the teachers through a little bit because I was talking with one of the early years teachers, and she actually does a lot of, let's say, sorting with her students in maths, and that actually fits really well with what is data and looking at what you can do with that. So for a lot of the teachers, it's almost saying you're doing the right things already. Now, in terms of an Australian curriculum digital technologies mapping, we can help you in that process and increase that.
And it gives us a roadmap when we're actually delivering the program and putting it in front of the kids and the teachers. It's very clear to them that we start with data, then we go to the algorithms, then we go to the visual. So they know where we're starting,
how it's sequenced,
and how we're going to get through to the end. And obviously, stage 1, 2, 3, 4 meets the sub schools. The other thing is I like that it's moderated against standards as well. So I think some of these that we've seen in schools we've visited, there's some fantastic activities and the kids are doing wonderful things, but I get how it's levelled. They're more
and that's sort of what we spoke about a bit on that the iTunes U curriculum day. We started thinking about here are these great things that kids use, but we really needed to map it to some units and clear standards.
And that we know that the digital and information systems we're doing with our early years school is actually moderated against a national standard. So we know that we're getting it right. We also know for some of those gifted kids who spend a lot of time working with you in their spare time, that there's a progression from them too. So that Simon's boy who was a bit of a Lego master, while his class might be there, we can actually slot him forward. So it's also for those kids that we can jump ahead because we've got the whole program there.
That's a really good point, actually.
While the rest of the class are doing a particular activity here, he can be on the next one and reverse teaching.
And for that teacher that might not initially pick up that stage 3 work, that's where I could come in and actually go, well, look, in terms of grading and marking, you're probably looking at this student at this standard, which is fantastic for.
And when you talk about having the iBooks at each level, for those independent learners, they can do whatever the work is, and then they can actually read the book and go, well, Mr. Zankov, why the heck would you get me doing this here? Because I can already show you before you start that I can do the next level. So that's true personalisation in this, because the kids have got access to the resource. They go in and go, well, I can do that, I can
pick this.
And at home, I'll bring one in, and that Jaden's the classic. He'll bring it in and go, look, I've met stage 3. We'll go to stage 4.
I'll go to the next one, and it just preps them so much more because of that problem. I guess in 2012, when all this started at a senior years level, we didn't have the flow through to kids, and now we're at 2015 and moving to 16, where we do have the students that have at least gone through a couple of years.
So we've started with a great idea at 1 year level, and all of a sudden now you've got it from reception to 12, moderated against the national curriculum, which is brilliant. And the other thing is it's another strand for the cross-curriculum stuff. As you said, Jackie, in the early years, we've got maths and teachers, I think, in the curriculum's getting fuller and fuller and fuller. Actually, you've made it clear for them that what you're doing in maths is cross-curricular because it meets digital technologies and vice versa. It's not something else. It's an engaging new way of doing some stuff.
Great. No, fantastic.